about your age. 14-year-old kid. He was on the side of the road, and we were driving real slow, and he looked me in the eyes. And the most important thing, I'm going to use you as an example. He looked me in the eyes, and he said, America is number one. That's what he did. He looked me right in my eyes and said, America is number one. If you know anything about people who are sincere, they look you in the eyes. When you ask someone a question, and they're usually lying, they kind of look away to the right or to the left. But when they're honest, they look you in the eyes. And that kid said America's number one, and it blew me away because at that time, I was 19 years old, and I lived in America my entire life, right? And I'm thinking, I've never said America's number one. I'll be honest with you. As a Marine, at 19 years old, serving my country, I never even said it. If anything, I remember growing up, going to high school, saying, man, this sucks. And, you know, we complain and whine and do a lot of that stuff. But here's this kid telling me, my country is number one. And it intrigued me, so I went over to that kid, and he actually spoke English. I have some video I'm going to show you as well. But he spoke English, and I asked him, what's going on? What happened? And he said, since Saddam Hussein sent his troops into Kuwait, he says, we didn't go to school. I'm thinking, that's not so bad, right? He says, we couldn't go outside. I couldn't play with my friends. He says, there was a day my father was here, and he left, and he hasn't come back, and it's been 9 months. He said, you see my mother over there? I said, yeah. He says, they raped my mom. He said, my sister, he said, they cut off her legs and raped her, and she's only 12 years old. He said, but you know, when you guys showed up, when the Americans showed up, he said, the bad guys are gone. They left. He said, that's why America's number one. And it was the first time that I understood about freedom. Freedom. You see, freedom isn't free. It's an oxymoron word, isn't it? Because someone paid the price for what we have today. Freedom. If it wasn't for a young man or a woman that served this country during the Civil War, World War I, World War II, who's to say if the Japanese would have won during Pearl Harbor? If I wouldn't have come this morning, I would have been speaking to you in Japanese, right? Konnichiwa, right? Or what's to say that if Hitler was successful? I've been to Germany, and I've been to Berlin, and I've been to Dachau, to the prison camps. Well, just to say he was successful. First of all, I probably wouldn't be here because he wanted to get the perfect race. I say about 90, probably 95% of the class, maybe 99% wouldn't be here because he wanted to eliminate just people off the face of the earth. And I want to tell you, people are special. Everybody in this room is unique. See, we make this culture, especially in South Florida. There's nothing like South Florida. We have the melting pot here. You know, we have so many good things, and so many people are important. So, freedom. And I looked at that word, and I never looked at the way I looked.